Today we are looking at this, the PXN VD10 bundle. And yes, this little beauty and the wheel sets you back $499 or euros, which is very competitively priced. If you're considering you get quite a powerful little wheelbase and wheel for under $500 or euros. I mean, that is fantastic. I want to give a huge thank you to PXN for sending me this little bundle. They also sent me the VD4 bundle, which I already made a review of. And yeah, I actually think that little bundle, for the price you are paying for it and just getting your feet wet into sim racing, I think it's almost a no-brainer. However, in this case here, there's definitely a few quirks. I mean, the steering wheel here, definitely things can be improved. I tried to play a bit of Dirt Rally 2.0, and yeah, for the life of me, I can't get any force feedback from this base. Now, this might be a me problem, not knowing how to set it up. In all other disciplines, all the other games I played, it worked magnifique. There will be links down below for this wheelbase and steering wheel, and also to the PXN website. I am not affiliated with them. However, I do see they have got a 5% off little code there if you sign up to their newsletter. So yeah, go and check it out. And as far as I know, shipping is free to quite a lot of places. And yeah, talking about free shipping, do you know what I love about PXN? Is you can actually buy their products on Amazon. Yes, on Amazon. I think more sim manufacturers should have an Amazon store. Do you know how handy it is? Amazon Prime. You buy this today and it gets delivered like yesterday. No, well, not yesterday. You know, Amazon Prime, like 1 or 2 days and the product gets delivered. And because it's fulfilled by Amazon, if you have any problems whatsoever, you just send it back the next day. So yeah, I do like that very, very much. And hopefully more some manufacturers will follow suit. Let's discuss the wheel. Now, this wheel here is a 300mm wheel in diameter, which is a nice size. However, it is on the smaller size when it comes to a round steering wheel. Normally these are about 330, even up to 350mm in diameter. However, this is a very nice size, you know, if you want to drive GT cars, even if you're just buying this one wheel for, you know, doing Formula cars. And yeah, at this very moment, if you are driving on this VD10, VD6 or VD4, there is no GT style wheel that you can actually buy, or a Formula style wheel. I'm sure that will come later, but for now you're going to have to pick something that is round. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute how you can actually use other steering wheels. However, cables will be involved. At the moment, this wheel here, very nice and neat, comes with a NRG style quick release, which is rock solid, and yeah, it's one of the best quick releases that's available to, you know, some racers. You line it up, the line with the line, line it up properly, click it in, and I mean, this thing is really solid. It's an absolute rock solid connection. Now, on this here, you have 12 buttons. They are white in color, and yeah, I just don't think this wheel looks very nice, in my opinion. I think they could have, aesthetically, they could have made it look a little bit better. To be honest, I think even if the buttons were like a grey color, the wheel just would have looked a lot better. This contrast between the white and black, I just, it doesn't work for me. Obviously, looks are subjective. What I think is, wow, you might be like, you know. And yeah, in this case, I'm like, it could be better. Other than that, you get this nice little rev bar here at the top. And yeah, it works very, very well. But, you know, points like in an upwards direction, which is, I've not seen. And it's not something I like, to be honest, either. It's telling you where to drive. It's like when you had 1 or 2 many drinks and you know, try and keep your fingers on the lines while you're driving. I'm talking about in the safety of your own home, of course. Do not drink and drive, ever. But yeah, if you could keep your fingers on the line, this here you don't need to do that. You've got an arrow to show you, oh, I'm at a turn, and then as you're turning, the arrow is, you know, turning with you, I guess. Other than that, you get these 2 encoders over here, 20 positions, a bit overkill. Normally is about 12 or 13. Also, these are very light. I think, let's say you just want to go a click or 2 with your brake bias. I actually think for brake bias, not too bad if you go a click or 2. But yeah, traction control, ABS, all them things, it's very easy to overshoot when you are using one of these buttons. This button here in the middle is also a button, the horn, you know, it's a nice little touch, I guess, and the logo PXN logo. It's not splashed all over the wheel. It, you know, it is actually quite subtle. Other than that, the rim comes with this fake pleather type material. The stitching is done very, very nicely. And yeah, then the wheel does have, I'm going to show you here, and I'll show you a clip as well. Yeah, at the top there is a lot of movement. Now this is something that you don't notice while you are racing, but you definitely do notice it compared to other wheels. So yeah, the frame itself seems to be aluminium. So is the front over here. When it comes to build quality, you know, you got to take everything with this with a grain of salt. This wheel here I think is like $160, and it's even cheaper if you buy it with a bundle, you know, with this PXN base. And honestly, I mean, I buy the rims by themselves, nothing else, just a steering wheel that costs more than this. For this money, you're getting, you know, you're getting a rev bar, you get your lights, you get your quick release, everything on the back. You get clutch pedals over here. Now these clutch pedals are really nice here at the bottom. You get your two Hall effect sensor shifters. These are obnoxiously, and I mean really, really loud. Probably the loudest shifters I've had on a wheel. However, in your little box, you do get these little stickers that you can put in between there that would just dampen the sound a little bit. I do have one major, it's a deal breaker for me, problem when it comes to this wheel, and it's a safety concern. This is something I don't normally discuss, but yeah, this wheel, I am a little bit when using this wheel. What am I talking about? I've got big thumbs, you know, a well-placed thumb, like, you know, Jim Dad's Mr. Livingstone or something like that, you know, he says a well-placed thumb.
Buy a little time with a well-placed thumb.
Oh God.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I don't think that's it. Yeah.
I'm not that way inclined. I've never shoved
a finger in the bum.
But I would like to think I've got an option to do that later if I want. If I carry on using this wheel, I might not have that option. What am I talking about? I mean, that there, look, my thumb does not, and that's at the skinny parts, not even at the thick part of my thumb. Now, I do have big thumbs, but this here, in my opinion, is something that could hurt you. I have quite often raced on max Newton meters. Just the other day, I was testing the APPRICIATED Forte, you know, button plate, and I was doing some wreck fest, and I thought, let me put it on 27 Newton meters. So yeah, I'm not afraid of a little bit of power in a wheel. But even this wheel at 10 Newton meter, I tell you what, when your thumb gets stuck in here, and this wheel twists like that, you're gonna have a really bad day. So unless you have really skinny thumbs, now I know when the wheel spins, you can take your hand out, but things happen quick. And yeah, I just personally think this gap here just should have been, I mean, this gap here, it just should have been that bit more. I mean, look at that there, in my opinion, is just a bit of a safety concern. So I would pay the little bit extra, I think it's $40 or $50 more, and then you get, I don't have that steering wheel of PXN, but it's the one that's a bit nicer than this. It's made out of a bit of carbon, and I think you're just going to have a better wheel. I would highly advise to yeah, give this wheel a miss and just pay for the 330mm diameter wheel, which would be a nicer size for a round wheel anyway. But I just want to show you, just with this NRG quick release, you can take it off. You can get yourself, for example, a nice GT Neo like this, and yeah, you can plug this in here. However, take note, very, very important, these pins on the back, okay, do not line up with these connections over here. You will damage your wheel. I've actually seen someone on Facebook, one of the sim racing groups, who had a GT Neo and connected it to their Moza base, and yeah, you kind of break your steering wheel. And then he complains, oh, it's not working. Yes, it's not going to work, okay? Even when you are running a wire, which you should do, you're still going to do damage. So before you actually plug in one of your other steering wheels in here, I prepared here a piece of tape, and I would use something strong like duct tape or something. Electrical tape obviously is good, but I find that unless you wrap electrical tape, you know, around an actual wire, it is easy to peel off, especially when it starts getting hot. But yeah, you go over your connections like so. Make sure they are completely covered like that. Now there's no electrical, these little contact points won't make contact with these pads here, and you are now safe to plug in this GT Neo, and you can race with that. However, now you will need a cable that runs to your PC. It won't work wirelessly, but that is a fantastic thing about the NRG quick release, is that you can take another wheel and you can use it. And the reason I say the biggest selling point of this base is that you can buy this wheel and this base for under $500. Whereas if you want to go buy a SimMagic Evo Sport and this, I think this GT Neo here, it is at least $650. So you're talking $150 more. So yeah, if your budget is $500 odd, then yeah, perfecto. Let's talk about the base and the force feedback that, this VD10 offers you. Now, as the name suggests, VD10, this is a 10 Newton meter wheelbase. And that is a holding torque of 10 Newton meters, which means if you, at any given time, that 10 Newton meters of power is available at all times. But it has a peak Newton meter of 12. So you get that extra 2. Let's say you hit a bump, you hit a curb, something, that gives you a jolt. So for a short period of time, the base is capable of actually reaching 12 Newton meters. So that is very, very nice. Now in here is this low inertia, one of them newer motors. They are more responsive, and also they are cog free. You don't feel any of that little indentations as you turning the wheel. However, in my personal experience, I've had bases that has cogging. Normally when you switch on the base and you're racing, it's not that you feel that coggingness anyway. But yeah, it is nice that we're getting to a stage now where even small things like that are being eliminated. So this is a cog-free wheel. At this very moment, this base, you can only bottom mount it with your standard Fanatec, bolt pattern. So that is very good. Both my plates that I've got here, both fits these very, very easy. 4 screws at the bottom. Simsalabim, you are racing. However, it would have been nice to have a couple of extra holes on the side, to make side mounting possible. It would have been really nice, of course, to have a bunch of front mounts, but at this price point, we are then asking too much, in my opinion. On the back, you get all your little inputs. You can connect your pedals, your shifters. You've got even an extra port over there. This base is also fitted with a 24-bit encoder. Wow. What does that mean? That means that if you turn this steering wheel like this, one full rotation like that is 16,777,000 little steps. I mean, that's just madness. But guess what? That there, don't fall for that. It is just sales talk. Even a 16-bit encoder, which has 65,000 steps, is more than sufficient. From what I understand, the encoders just helps when it comes to more developing software. And yeah, don't worry about the 21-bit encoder. Even if it has a 16-bit encoder, it is, in my opinion, more than sufficient. Other than that, let's talk about the actual driving experience, because that is what is important. Never mind the sales talk, never mind what you read on the brochure. The one and only thing that matters is, are you going to have a great time driving with this base? Yes. I tested this base on F125. I used it with a bit of Wreckfest. I used it on Le Mans Ultimate. I used it on iRacing. I even did a bit of no hezzy in, Assetto Corsa. And listen, I had a great time with absolutely every title I used. I literally get lost in the driving experience and I have a good time. However, I can only make one comparison. Recently, a month or two ago, I was testing the SimMagic Evo Sport and comparing my force feedback that I have on that wheelbase, which is not a lot more. You're talking maybe $50, $60 more for that 9 Newton meter wheelbase. In my opinion, yeah, you're getting definitely a better force feedback experience. Do I think that PXN is just going to improve? Yes, 100%. Listen, via software updates and packages like that, the force feedback is just going to get better and better. But as of now, I've only tested that one base that I can compare to this. I've not tested a Moser base. I've not tested the APPRICIATED Prima base. There's a lot of bases available. Competition is really steep when it comes at this 9 to 12 Newton meter range. It's really steep. And yeah, from the one experience I have, reviewing products in here, I personally just think that my driving experience was just that little bit better. The details felt a little bit more clearer. Obviously, if you're going to go and buying a Symagic Evo and you're buying their cheapest wheel like the GT Neo, you are going to pay a fair bit more than what you are paying for this. So that is what you've got to keep in perspective. That is the payoff. You can spend $200 less and have something like this, or you're going to have to fork out extra $200 to have, that little bit better driving experience. But that is just the comparison that I can give to you. To briefly summarize and give you my conclusion, I do think that this is a good base. And yeah, the steering wheel is kind of but what you're going to get else at $499 that's really going to compete with this and give you this amount of power? Not a lot, but that is the trade-off. In my opinion, I'm the type that would rather buy once and cry once, and yeah, I would personally rather go and buy something that's a little bit nicer, but I do understand that, listen, money is money in the end of the days. It's easy for me to say that got sent this and I don't pay a penny for it. Yeah, go and buy something better. But there's a big difference in spending $500 and $750. I get that, So, but just know, if you are leaning towards buying this VD10 base, you're going to have a great time. And that's what it's about. At the end of the day, you're going to be racing, and it's going to handle all the titles. You're going to feel the force feedback, and you're going to feel the necessary things that you need to feel. In my experience, from the short experience I have with other bases that are, around this power, yeah, there's definitely better on the market. There's nothing groundbreaking here. This steering wheel, I would just avoid it, especially if you have thick, big thumbs like I do. And I wouldn't even say they're that thick, but there should always be space for your fingers to freely move around the wheel without it getting stuck at any point, because yeah, that is a danger. PXN, they are definitely improving, and I think PXN is here to stay. They've made one hell of a step up. So I do think things are just going to get better and better improved. We're going to see the ecosystem improving. And yeah, that's just another thing. They don't have a big, wide ecosystem. Your wheel choices are very limited. When you want to use it with, wirelessly with a space, like I showed you, you can use it. Other NRG type wheels, just make sure you cover this little strip here so that you're not short-circuiting. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I'm going to call it short-circuiting your wheel. Okay, thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope your next race guy is a winner. See ya.